Good morning from this side of the world. I remain your humble and only Obasam here on YouTube. And I just have one message for you. And it's very important and very vital. And I believe that the gift I have for you today will have a lot of positivity to do in your life. Because one thing I understand about life, not just YouTube, I've understood that humans are mere machines. They are mere machines. Yes. And fantasies are the throttle to their great inventions, to their great desires, to their great imaginations, to their great scarcity. Because I believe that every living being has a, a hunger, something burning inside of them, either a hunger for validation, a hunger for love, a hunger for money, a hunger for connection, a hunger for progress, a hunger for knowledge. Everybody has one hunger or the other burning inside of them, be it a lady or a guy, be it young or the old, be it your brother or your sister. I believe that every single person in this life has a particular thing that they crave for, that gives them sleepless nights, that gives them this this strive to try harder, this strive to work harder than they have always done before. So at this point, I'm going to tell you something that a fantasy, a sudden transformation will bring a total change in one's future. Yes, a sudden transformation will bring a change in someone's um, future. Yes, because I believe that fantasy is something creates that creates this opportunity for you to explore, even in an environment where people have this fear, dismay, where people have this feeling of disappointment, where people have this feeling of worries and illness. But when you give them a fantasy, it's more like a gap, a gap between a gap between the the producer and the consumer. Now, fantasy is the bridge that connects the consumer with the producer. Fantasy is this bridge. And once you create this bridge, you have no um you have no end to what you can benefit from humans, because I believe that success and wealth is not illusion. It's not illusional. It's not Success is not a destiny. Is somewhat promise, or is somewhat a certainty that someone must be, or is certain that this person that is being given birth today must be rich once they are either in their teenage age or in the adult age. No, it doesn't work that way. I believe that success is one thing. It starts with imagination. Starts with imagination. Yes. Remember, the key to fantasy is distance. The distance has allure and promise. Seems simple and problem free. What you're offering then should be ungraspable. What you're offering to the public you shouldn't give them enough. They shouldn't have enough, or to see what the picture of what your gift looks like. They don't really need to see the full picture of what the gift looks like. This is what will always make them come back to you. In every minute and every second of the day, they will always need you. You will always be relevant because you didn't give them the full picture of what the your your package or the soul fantasy you're trying to create. You did not give them a full picture of what it looks like. Now then should be ungraspable. Never let it become oppressively familiar. When you're creating fantasies, you shouldn't make it be familiar to the people at a particular environment. Yes, shouldn't make it that way. Shouldn't make it look that way. They shouldn't be familiar with your gift. They shouldn't be familiar with what you're thinking. They shouldn't be familiar with any of your plans. Because whenever it gets familiar, everybody turns down, everybody backs off. You keep losing customers and you keep losing subscribers. If you are a YouTuber, it is the mirage in the distance withdrawing as the sucker approaches. Once they approach you, withdraw. Once they approach you, withdraw. You can have an example of this with um, product producers. Maybe you have the level of authenticity that a product has. The very first moment is brought out to the market is not always the same when you give that product a 6 months or a 1 year in the market or 2 years or 3 years is not always authentic the same way it used to be the very first time that that product hits the market. That's withdrawing once the sucker gets closer. This is how to get more customers and to get more subscribers. You don't give them the full picture of what your product looks like, and you don't make them know the full picture of your fantasy. That's another one. Never be for direct in describing the fantasy. Keep it vacuum. You really don't need to describe what the full package of the fantasy looks like. You have to have a vacuum in your plans, in your product, in your fantasy, whatsoever you are creating. Be it content, there must be a suspense to what you are creating. There must be a suspense. You have to create this hunger in whosoever you're trying to get to, whosoever you're trying to connect with, whosoever you're trying to um, reach out to. You have to make it vacuum. As a vocal fantasies, let your victims come close enough to see and be tempted. That's the reason for this vacuum. Once there is a space, once there is a reason for having them not to understand what the full package looks like, they keep coming closer, they keep getting attracted, they keep wanting to know. You get? They keep wanting to know because life is all about knowledge. Everybody wants to know why this thing is this way. Everybody wants to know how this thing is this way. Everybody wants to know how this, how that, how this, how that, how this, how that. And the hunger for knowledge has made life worthwhile because once you create an answer to a question that people has always asked and hadn't had the opportunity to get an answer, once you create an answer for a particular question that has not been answered for years, this is another throttle to success. Just an answer to a question, a solution to a problem that has brought so many people down on a particular area or in a particular environment. Once you create an answer to that problem, this is another throttle. But you don't have to pull the picture, what the full picture of what your answer looks like. You have to have a tip, a hidden tip that will always bring them back to you. But keep far away enough that the stray desiring and dreaming, keep it far away that they keep on stray and desiring and dreaming. to get what the full package looks like, but they will never get it. That's another throttle. Promise the moon, 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 but not offer the obvious. Promise the moon and never offer the obvious. Promise the moon, promise the stars, promise the universe. That's the the throttle to every successful company, to every successful empire, to every successful um, business establishment. You have to promise. You have to always promise. Have a very rich imagination, greater than the people you are trying to reach out to. Because once you don't have a dream, once you don't have a plan, once you don't have an imagination that exceeds their own expectation, they will never return back to you. Even if they come for the first time, they will never return back. So that's that for today. I remain your humble and peaceful Obasam here on YouTube. Remember, don't be a selfish YouTuber. The same way others subscribed for your own success, no matter how small, no matter how big a YouTube channel is, once you get a content or once you listen to a content that gets your attention, do well to subscribe. You might not comment, but do well to support. A subscription, it doesn't take even a data, a megabyte from your Wi-Fi. So you can possibly subscribe, supporting, and you can do well to as well comment, share for a full-time support. But don't be a selfish YouTuber. Don't be a selfish YouTuber. I can see some people having 1 million, 2 million, 4 million, 20 million subscribers, but they find it very difficult to subscribe to new YouTubers, new content creators. They are looking forward to them for support. It is good and it is peace. It is for a good and a peaceful environment. As others help you, help others, and this world will be a better place for all of us. Yeah, peace.